subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you are listening to any sort of audio platform, make sure to download the episodes. Now, last night we had one of the most anticipated cards of the year, UFC 322 in Madison Square Garden, headlined by Islam, going up a weight. And what a performance. He dominated JDM. I think it was very similar, even hype-wise, to performance-wise, to... Yeah? Okay, cool. I'll redo it. Yes, people, and welcome back to Punches and Pundits. Now, before we start, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are listening to any sort of audio platforms, make sure to download the episodes. Now, yesterday was UFC 322 at Madison Square Garden, headlined by Islam Makhachev against JDM. And what a performance by Islam. Going up a weight, there was lots of questions. Would his strength, would the wrestling translate up a weight? And it did. For me, it was very reminiscent of Hamza against DDP. The hype, the questions that the other person could stifle the wrestling, but JDM had absolutely no answer. And even from the first round, you could see that Islam, after taking him down straight away, he knew JDM was easy food. So, yeah, what a performance.
Khala, I was disappointed in JDM. I can't lie to you. Looking at that performance, and you look at Dustin Poirier, the success he had against Makhachev, where he basically didn't get many takedowns in the center of the cage. Nearly all of Islam's Makhachev, his takedowns were in the center of the cage, which was disappointing from, Jack Madalena. I didn't really know what he was trying to do in terms of his defense. And it was just a dominant win. It was 5 rounds, just held him down. A lot of people said it was boring, but for me, it wasn't boring. I think it was a clinical performance. And Makhachev did what he had to do, but there wasn't much resistance from Madalena, which was a bit disappointing. You look at Volk, you look at the success he had in that first fight, you look at Dustin Poirier more recently, and you think he'd take a bit of inspiration from that. But yeah, I mean,
Do you know what I think was the big difference between the Dustin Poirier fight and last night was that Islam really focused on the leg kicks. He chopped JDM's legs from the get-go. Like, you could see JDM was limping after a couple minutes. Really strong calf kicks. And I think that was the main difference, because he couldn't... Islam was connecting his hands pretty much straight away when it came down to the takedowns. There was no room to sprawl. There was no room to, do a reversal. It was pretty much connected his hands, and he smothered him. So that puts in perspective how strong Islam must be with that extra 15 pounds without cutting weight. It looks like he bulked up the right way.
he was taking creatine.
Yeah, he's taking creatine.
Yeah, creatine.
But Islam's just when Islam first, came on the radar for me, he was a really, really strong wrestler. His hands weren't up to scratch.
So he had that early knockout.
Yeah,
so people thought he had no hands, but he's clearly worked.
And you're talking about being boring and whatnot, and the Hamzat DDP. I remember coming here and saying that was one of the most underwhelming fights that I've seen, considering the hype and whatnot. But how I feel about it, it's on the DDP, it's on the JDM. They're getting smothered. And what are you doing in your training camps? That's how it feels.
Yeah, but no, you're right. But I still don't think it was as bad as DDP. DDP was atrocious.
Yeah, no, that
this fight, he had a bit of success. I mean, it was just Makhachev is just a different kettle of fish. And I go back to the center of the cage. Makhachev has historically always found it harder to take someone down in the center of the cage as opposed to against the fence. So you'd think Madalena would keep it center of the cage, and he did. Early on in the fight, you could see he was pressing, he was trying to, get in his face. But the takedown defense weren't there. The sprawls weren't there. There's just nothing to his game, grappling-wise, which let him down. And the thing is, he's not worthy of a rematch, and he's in trouble now, Madalena, because he goes to the back of the pecking order. You know, that card last night had a lot of welterweights. There's a lot of contenders. You've got Shavkat to come back. You've got Kamaru Usman, who's hungry, waiting. It might be a while before Madalena gets a shot again. Madalena has to really fight and get a couple wins, which is crazy, bro. Because before this fight, people were talking about him being one of the best fighters in the UFC.
Yeah.
It just shows that after one loss, it can really kill your momentum. And, you know, there's a guy who lost as well, Sean Brady. I'm sure we'll get on him as well. Before the fight,
The thing is,
was a number one contender.
JDM fighting Islam had a lot to do with circumstances as well. It's not like JDM was a reigning, defending champ and pound for pound top 5 and whatnot. Like, he happened to be the champion while Islam wanted to move up.
Yeah.
So that's why that fight got made. I understand Islam looking for that Usman fight because Usman is, you know, arguably the best welterweight of all time and it'd be a big name and
You know
whatnot.
what that is? I'll tell you what that is. That's Ali trying to get a payday. Because both of them are signed to him. Of course he wants Kamaru Usman to fight Makhachev. But
I mean, Usman would
think
be...
he deserves a shot? You think he deserves it? Come on, after what you saw last night?
Thing is, stylistically, does he give Islam
Toughest fight.
the toughest fight?
I think Sean Brady gives him a tough fight. No, I'm not necessarily saying they beat Makhachev, but Sean Brady, you've got Usman and Shavkat. Those 3 guys, a fit and healthy Shavkat, and even Bilal possibly will give him.
Okay, but why are you
run
not
for his
counting
money.
the 2 people that absolutely smoked their opponents
No,
yesterday?
they're quality, but I just think they're going to go in with that striking. And Prates is elite. We'll get on Prates as well, striking-wise.
I'll be honest, it
But-
looks
but
like Morales...
but
It
Leon
looks...
Edwards took him down and had his back. If Leon Edwards is taking you down, taking your back...
Yeah, but
it's a
I
long
do
night
I
for
do
you.
think Usman had a crisis of confidence and Leon had the opposite. He was riding high. I don't think Leon Edwards is a better fighter than Usman.
No, he's not. No, but I'm talking about Prates getting a shot over the other guys I mentioned.
Morales.
Yeah, but Prates... I'm thinking if Prates goes in there with Makhachev, Leon took him down. Leon had his back. Imagine what Makhachev would do. Do you know what I mean?
That is true.
So it's just... I know we can't really...
Yeah, if buts and maybes.
If buts and maybes, MMA math. Anything can happen on a night. But it's just, you know...
I will say though, Morales actually looks like a middleweight. He doesn't look like a welterweight. I don't know how you take him down.
Yeah, I mean...
Brady was shook. Brady didn't even look like they were in the same...
But that surprised me, you know, that surprised me. I mean, you know, we'll get on to that, but in terms of Makhachev, he's in a very good position right now. I think we can both agree he's the undisputed pound-for-pound number 1.
But this is the
This-
thing.
this
This
is
is
good
the
look for
thing.
him.
This is the thing.
And
Like,
I think he has to be on the White House card.
okay,
Let's
well,
talk
this
about
is the thing. I know people are asking for the Topuria fight, but Topuria's not 170-pounder.
I don't...
The Islam would have such an advantage if it was at 170. I know Topuria is so skilled and he's like one of the best fighters I've ever seen, genuinely. But if he was to fight Islam at 170, he's at a massive disadvantage. Like, those are just the facts.
You
The-
think Makhachev will
or strength-wise.
turn around and go back down? You think Makhachev ever goes back down to 155?
I don't. The way he's talking, I don't think he does.
I don't see it. So I don't think we see that fight unless Makhachev goes down. And you're right, Topuria is way too undersized to fight 170.
But Topuria's 5'7".
Yeah, not even just height. I'm talking his
Build.
weight and build, bro. Bro, he's barely a lightweight. If we're being real, it's just he has freakish power. But even as a lightweight, he's not that big. There was a picture of him standing next to that bantamweight. What's his name? The bantamweight, the Mexican fighter.
Raul Rosas.
Raul Rosas, and Rosas had a bigger frame, everything. Do you remember that picture? So I'm thinking, yeah.
I'll tell you what though, if Topuria showed in grappling exchanges that he could handle Arman, I might change my mind.
But we need to see him. But who's
That's what I'm saying.
Topuria? I don't know what the angle is here for Topuria. Is he waiting out for that White House card? Does he want to get a win before the White House card? Who does he fight? I think he should fight Paddy. Arman's been booked to fight Dan Hooker. I think Paddy's the fight.
Paddy would be a test grappling.
I don't really want to see Gaethje. That's a 1 minute job.
Yeah.
That's legit a 1 minute job.
If you're just gonna strike with Topuria, you're in trouble.
He's not taking Topuria down, and it's a 1 minute job. The second Topuria lands his 1-2 left hook, it's a wrap. Gaethje is not that good. We need to.
I
we
think
need to
I
have
think
honest
if Armin
conversations.
if Armin smokes Hooker, there's a real chance. But then again, Paddy's the bigger name, would sell more pay-per-views.
I just think they should do that Paddy fight now. Armin can fight the winner. There's
What, in
nothing wrong with
Jan?
that. No, Armin can fight the winner on the White House card.
No, but I'm saying Paddy's in the gym. He put out a YouTube video saying Ilya like signed the contract.
Yeah, Paddy's he's training. He's trying to get back in shape.
Mm.
Armin and Dan Hooker's been booked already. The winner of both fights fight each other on the White House card. That's a good bout. You know, you got Makachev, who I think should defend his belt against. They've got a tough decision. We'll get onto those fights. But yeah, but we can all agree Makachev's in a very good position right now, and he should really celebrate. And we're really experiencing a sort of once in a lifetime fighter, and we can all unanimously say he's now surpassed Khabib, getting that welterweight belt. Khabib didn't attempt to go up.
The thing is, I was literally thinking about this today. Like, I think Islam, in terms of all-time accolades and whatnot, he's past Khabib. But what I will say is the aura that Khabib had when he was on his come-up and the way he used to smoke people with a ground and pound, he's one of the scariest fighters ever to have lived. So I understand why there's still like Khabib, and also he'd never lost. Like, we've seen, even though it was super early in his career, we've seen Islam get chinned. The image of Khabib getting chinned, like, we'll never have it.
Yeah, I mean, Makachev has the better resume, but Khabib,
the aura.
Khabib looked unbeatable. Makachev, I don't want to say it, but he doesn't look unbeatable, Makachev, but he's still the best, if that makes sense.
You don't think he looks unbeatable?
I think
Who beats him?
I just think maybe he might run into someone, but Khabib, I did not think Khabib. Look, Khabib barely lost a round, bro. Khabib looked unbeatable. I don't feel that with Makachev, even though he's the best. And no hate as well. I don't want to be getting hate in the comments. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But nah, Islam, I mean, he's heading towards like real serious conversations. If he defends the belt at 170 a couple times, then it's like he's really in those convos, like really all-time convos.
I didn't catch Makachev's post-fight interview, so I don't know what he said in terms of the weight. If he wants to stay at 170, if this is a one and done, or he's undecided.
No, he's not one and done at 170.
Yeah, he should stay at 170. You look at him. I mean, he cut weight to make 170. He's the perfect size, perfect frame for 170.
I think if Topuria fights Islam, he'll have to come up, and that puts him.
That's a disadvantage already, and that takes away from the fight. That takes away from the spectacle. You know,
and also that would freeze up. That would freeze up 155.
And it will freeze up 170 as well, because that will be a one and done for Topuria. Topuria's not hanging around at 170. He's too small. Imagine Topuria against Morales, bro. Look at the size difference, bro. That's mental, bro.
Yeah. Talking, moving swiftly on, talking about size difference. I have to admit, I did not see how that. I did not see how that co-main.
Whaley might get, you know.
I thought Whaley was gonna tuck Shevchenko in. I have to be honest, like it was one of them where like I thought Whaley would be like a little pit bull, would manage to keep it on the feet. There wouldn't be such a difference in the grappling, but man, there was such a strength difference. It was wild. I couldn't believe it. Shevchenko had the perfect game plan. The moment she took her down the first time, she was like, well, that's 25-minute job, 45, 5 rounds in the bank, 50-45 basically, and yeah, Bob's your uncle. Like that's how it felt. Like Whaley had nothing. She had nothing.
Stronger than her. She kept the range. She was popping at her anytime. I mean, Whaley couldn't close distance. That was her issue the whole time.
Yeah.
And when she did land, no effect. Shevchenko was landing some lovely body kicks.
She looked focused.
And even in the grappling as well, she just dominated her. Just held her down.
The thing is,
that I think we need to sort of, you know, they were talking about in commentary as well with Pantoja. People always call him to go up to 135.
Yeah. I say his frame's too small.
Yeah, and I think
Marab would maul him.
He always says, no, I'm not going to do that. This is right. You look at Whaley, respect her for going up in weight, respect her for attempting greatness, but sometimes you need to know your size and your weight class. You know,
but I didn't think it was as apparent as a Pantoja Marab.
No,
do you know what I'm saying?
This was just as apparent, bro.
No, I'm saying before the fight.
Yeah, but
obviously
Valentina's been in there with Nunes, bro. She was fighting at 135. You know, this is
calling out Kayla Harrison, bro.
Yeah,
Kayla Harrison's like a 155er.
Yeah, I mean that's the fight though. I think that's the only fight the UFC can make, and that's probably a White House card as well. That's a
Can't
White House card.
lie. I think Kayla
She probably would, but that's the best fight to make right now. And Kayla's huge. Bro.
Kayla would get her hands on her. I can't lie.
Yeah, but what else is there for fight?
As in, like not hands, like punches. As in, like she would take her down because Kayla's just one of the strongest women I've ever seen in my life. But I don't know. Like I said,
But
Wei Li.
Nunes is talking about coming back as well. I think Nunes is back in the testing pool, isn't she?
Well, I think Nunes. I mean, Nunes against Harrison would be huge as well, to be honest. But going back to Wei Li, obviously her belt was up for grabs with Mackenzie Dern and Jandiroba last pay per view. I saw a meme. She's snatching that right back. I mean, Mackenzie Dern doesn't have nothing for Zhang Wei Li, like, you know what I'm saying. So she'll probably be like, all right,
That's probably a stoppage.
yeah, it's a smokage. And it just shows that there's really levels, like, because at 115, there's nothing for Zhang Wei Li, but at 125, she couldn't do anything with Shevchenko. So I expect Wei Li to go back down. Wei Li's still one of the greatest women fighters we've ever seen. Shevchenko, you know, that's a big name on a. The thing is with Shevchenko, we've seen her, like, she lost the belt to Grasso, she nearly lost the belt to Santos, but then again, last time out, she smothered Fioro, and Fioro's a huge 125er. You know what I'm saying? So the signs were there, but I didn't think it would be one-sided like that. Shevchenko had the tools to win, but she smothered Wei Li to a different degree, and yeah, I mean the main and the co-main they were one-sided, which is a bit annoying, but sometimes it just works out like that, like, and you have to appreciate when someone makes something look easy.
You just have to listen. The bookies got it spot on.
Yeah.
It was a card where a lot of the favourites won.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. Sometimes it goes like that, you know. We all sort of thought Makachev would have too much for Jack, and he did. Valentina,
was Morales the favourite against Brady? I don't think he was.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, probably some of the other fights. But in terms of the main card, the main event, and the co-main, the people that you would expect to win won. And that's really it.
So now going into Brady against Morales, tell me from minute one, what were you thinking?
Yeah. I just thought, listen, I thought Brady would win. I have to be honest. Brady's been on an unprecedented run. From the people's number one contender at welterweight. He was my number one contender at welterweight.
But that just shows that
Edwards, he deserved the shot. He got a bit, you know, it was bad timing for him. The fact that Makachev wanted to come up in weight. Makachev obviously will get the shot straight away. But had Makachev stayed at 155, that's Sean Brady's title shot.
I know, but I know you were last night you were telling me cool. Last night you were telling me that Brady, you know, Brady should have been for the belt and he's a bit unlucky, but at the end of the day, even Brady himself was saying that when you're champ, you have to feel like you're going to beat up everyone. Do you know what I'm saying? And Morales was ranked 7, I believe, and Brady was number 2. So throughout that top 10, everyone can beat everyone. And Morales is young, and he's just, how do you take him down? He's so, like, I don't know, it doesn't even make sense. Brady is like one of the most elite grapplers we have in the 170-pound division, or even in the UFC full stop. And Morales' jab, he was imposing the jab straight away. And yeah, Brady just looked mad undersized. Like, already 5'9" welterweight when you're coming up against a Morales, when you're coming up against a Prates. Prates' body type doesn't even make sense, bro. He's like slender, man. But the power he has, like going like, he lifted Edwards off his feet. Yeah, Leon took a flight.
But he was airborne.
He was airborne in the middle of the octagon with a straight punch. It's not like he uppercutted him like a Ngannou against Overeem. Yeah. It was a straight one.
Yeah, he completely big boyed him, and we might as well just move on to that fight as well. He completely big boyed him from the jump. Edwards wanted no parts of the striking. Did not want to stand with him one bit. And
Edwards did win the first round, though.
Yeah, he did win the first round via his wrestling. he sort of abandoned that in the second round, thinking he could stand. And Prates reminded him very quickly, and knocked him out.
I think the moment you're a striker and you want no problems on the feet, it's not a good sign. Like Edwards is probably the better grappler. Is the better grappler than Prates. Not that Prates. I know his back got taken the last couple seconds, but he knew he was gonna get submitted. Prates showed good takedown defense against Ian Gary. He showed okay takedown defense yesterday, but his confidence that it only takes one, bro. And it's not like he's a stocky guy. Like Morales' body type is like he's just big, huge arms. Like you don't want to get cracked by this guy. But the power that Prates has got is like a long, wiry guy. And those straight punches, like it's like he's got concrete in his gloves, bro. Real talk. And do you remember sitting right here? And I told you, bro, this Prates guy, the way he's moving is, and you were like, I don't know if he's like top 10 caliber, top 5 caliber, championship caliber. And if you would have said he sleeps Leon Edwards the way he does, like you would have. And Edwards was probably champ when we first saw him like burst onto the scene against Li Jingliang. Do you remember? And we're like, I saw him before. I was watching the Contender series, so I knew of him. But that Li Jingliang one where he was the first one to ever sleep him, and I was like, everybody tap in. And then he cracked the top 15, cracked the top 10, and now he's gonna crack the top 5.
What do you do though? I mean, we spoke about it yesterday. Who do you go with for the title shot? Because Prates, okay, he put in an amazing performance against Edwards, former champion. But if Ian Gary beats Bilal, Ian Gary's going to say, all right, I've just beaten Bilal, former champion as well.
It depends how Gary beats him.
I know, but I beat Prates.
I know, but it depends how Gary beats him.
Which makes sense. But then as well, on the flip side, can you give Prates a shot by beating Leon when Leon is on a bit of a losing streak? It's not like Leon's the same Leon that had the belt. Leon's on a bit of a what was it now? 3 losses on the bounce. So this is not the same Leon.
No,
I not taking
that.
anything away from Prates, but there's some questions that need to be had.
I think
you could even say Morales deserves it because Morales just beat
number 2,
the number 1 contender in everyone's eyes.
And he knocked out the guy that beat Edwards.
He knocked out the guy that beat Edwards. First man to submit Edwards, Sean Brady was, and he beat a Sean Brady that was on a winning streak. But then Prates could turn around and say, I'm the first man to ever knock out Leon Edwards. No one's ever knocked out Leon Edwards. So there's some converse to be had.
And he is one of the most entertaining fighters we have on the roster, full stop.
But then you look at the stylistic matchup. Now that we know Makhachev won, Prates, honestly, does he have a chance? I think Prates had a better chance of beating Madalena than Makhachev.
Yeah.
But you could say that about the whole weight class because Makhachev is that good. It's just tough. But the UFC
if Prates was to fight Islam tomorrow, I favour Islam very favourably.
Yeah. It's just listen, he's got to get taken down, but can he keep getting back up? And can his
can he land the smack on Islam's chin?
I think he can land it. But does he have the tenacity and the perseverance?
I tell you what,
to keep getting back up.
I tell you what, it might be a bold claim, but I think Islam would definitely struggle to take Morales down, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because just of his sheer size as well.
Is Morales the biggest 170-pounder?
I mean, he was. But to be honest though, Sean Brady isn't the tallest, so it may look a bit bigger.
Yeah,
he may look bigger than he actually is. But
who else is like?
Bro, Prates himself is a big welterweight.
Yeah, but it's a different body type. He's way.
Prates is big, but in that.
Morales is like 6'1", bro.
Bro, so is Prates. Prates is 6 foot plus.
I know, but he's
Leon
not
Edwards
as thick.
Leon Edwards is like 6'1", 6'2", and Prates was taller. He looked taller in there.
I think he's lying about his height.
I think he is lying about his height, and he's got his size.
Bro, Prates, and even Islam was like, I can't believe Prates beat a former champ, and all he does is smoke cigs and have Nutella cakes.
Not just that, his range is mental as well. What is that, 78-inch reach?
Yeah.
He's got long legs as well, so
he was talking to Leon. He was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
you're grappling me, yeah."
I can't lie, this was a very bad defeat for Leon.
I think talking about Leon.
I think this is gonna affect him, Bro, the
Brady one did.
I think this is worse. The guy was talking to him, and he knocked him out. He beat him.
Did you see? He looked like when he kicked Usman. He was
Yeah.
smiling, bro. He was looking at the lights.
Yeah, but bro, he beat him.
Peak.
He beat him in his world. Leon's a striker. Leon, for so many years, was like so crisp and slick. And it was funny, the commentary before the fight, they were saying Leon's a sniper. He's so slick. And then after, they were talking about, oh, he shouldn't stand with Prates. What do you mean he shouldn't stand with Prates? You just said he's a slick striker, one of the best. He's a sniper. A lot of the commentary is very contradictory, bro. Half of the time, I don't know what they're on about. And there's even another fight where Joe says some weird stuff. We'll get onto it as well. The Dariush fight. I don't know if you picked it up.
What do you say?
He was talking about how Dariush nearly got up.
Oh, yeah,
Talking about Dariush nearly got up. Bro, the guy face planted the floor.
Okay, so if we're playing matchmakers for 170, let's do it right now.
Yeah, if we're playing matchmakers, I'll be honest. If it's down to me, and this might be controversial, I would give Morales a shot.
Serious?
I'd give Morales a shot because of the person he beat. The guy he beat was on a winning streak. The guy he beat
but
was the number one contender.
Islam against Morales at the White House, it's not a big enough.
It's not
a big enough fight.
But then, okay, Prates and Islam's a bigger fight. But is it that much bigger?
Yeah.
To wary of a White House card? Do you know what I mean?
Bro, Prates is one of the biggest stars now.
Yeah, but no, it's tough. It's tough.
It'll probably be Topuria.
But that's not. We don't want that at 170.
What do you mean? What do you mean we don't want that?
I
If
don't
that
want
fight is
that.
booked, you're gonna be like, oh my
At
god.
170, I don't want that. I don't want that.
If it's served,
Mo,
if it's served on your plate, you're gonna be like, okay.
Topuria,
you're saying that
Ilya's gonna walk in, get on the scales at 170. He's not gonna cut any weight. He's gonna go into the cage on fight night 175. Makhachev's pushing 190, bro. Makhachev has taken so much time out. Makhachev said he had a whole camp just to put on size. He was eating. He was on that creatine.
I know.
The guy is huge, bro, and he's cutting to make 170.
If Topuria was to beat Islam at 170, yeah, does that put him like, what sort of combos, like top 3 all time?
He's the greatest of all time.
You think Topuria is the greatest of all time,
bro?
If he beats Islam at 170,
if he beats Islam Makhachev, who's pound for pound number 1, and where does Makhachev?
Oh, so, yeah, he would be freeweight world champion, wouldn't he?
Freeweight world champion, first time anyone's ever done that in the history of the sport. He's done it against Makhachev, who's the pound for pound number 1, who's one of the greatest fighters ever. Makhachev not top 5 ever? Let's be real. Is Makhachev?
Whoa,
let's be real.
Whoa. You think
top 5 ever? Makhachev's not in there. Let's be serious. Jones, GSP, Anderson Silva. Okay. If you're putting Khabib there, you have to put Makhachev there. All right, Mighty Mouse as well. It's either Khabib and Islam. And we've all said Makhachev has a better resume.
Is DC in there?
But is DC better than Islam Makhachev, bro?
DC defended his second belt twice.
Makhachev will do that, but where
Well, you're saying he will do that?
Yeah, but
he hasn't done it though.
I know, but Makhachev has won 16 on the bounce.
Yeah, he's tied his record.
In the UFC.
He's tied Silva's record now.
DC never done that.
True. He bucked into Jones.
Exactly. And Islam Makhachev...
I hear it.
I'm just throwing it out there. It's not concrete, but if Topuria goes up to 170 with the lightweight belt and wins, he is the GOAT. He is the GOAT.
Topuria would be the GOAT before 30.
Yeah,
It would be on some...
No way,
It would be on some Leo Messi stuff, like...
But it's tough. It's tough for him to do that. I'll be real.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'll be honest. I can see the fight not happening either, where Topuria is adamant that he doesn't want to go to 170 because of the disadvantage he would be at, which would be smart. And then Islam doesn't want to go back down to 155 and we lose the opportunity to ever see that fight. I can see that being the case. Now, if we take the Topuria fight out of it, I hear that you're saying Morales. I'll be honest, I can see Usman getting a shot. Whether he deserves it or not, I can see Usman getting a shot. I can see Ian Gary getting a shot if he knocks out Bilal. I can see that. Islam against Ian Gary would be an interesting matchup. It would be an interesting matchup. I can't lie.
We're forgetting about Ian Gary as well. Ian Gary. Why are we not mentioning Ian Gary?
What do you mean? I'm just mentioning him.
Yeah, but I wasn't even talking about him. If Ian beats Bilal,
that's next week, by the way. It's not like there's a...
I can't lie to you. he deserves it. Yeah, he deserves
Does
it. man.
Shafkat fight again?
Shafkat.
He has to fight again now. There's
No, of course, but Shafkat.
14 months.
We don't even know when he's going to be back, and then his knee's a bit off. He
Who would
needs
you
a
get-
fight. He needs a fight just to test the knee, innit?
Who would you like to see? Let's say Shafkat comes back
I'd
like
give
mid
him,
next year.
I'd give him a Sean Brady off the jump.
What? You wouldn't give someone off a win?
No. I mean, Sean Brady's still good though. It's not like Sean Brady's.
JDM.
You could give him a JDM.
Hey, JDM Shafkat was meant to be
JDM
a fight.
Shafkat, or you give him a Sean Brady, or even a Kamaru Usman.
So
I'd
you wouldn't
say
give him a
give him a top
you wouldn't
guy.
give him a Morales or Prates.
No, I think they're in title shot contention, and I don't think any of those guys will take him.
Do you think
because
Morales?
It's a risky fight for
Do you
them.
think Morales and Prates should fight each other?
That's a shout? That is a big shout. Or you could even do Ian Gary Prates too. There's so many options at welterweight.
Yeah, 170 is just looking like.
And I said it to Louis. I said it's the best weight class in the UFC right
No,
now.
I agree.
It's
no.
overtaken bantamweight. It's the best.
I agree.
It's the best.
It's true.
And there's people we ain't even mentioned that are still lurking as well. Some top
Like
five.
climbing up.
Yeah, so
Who
170.
beat Randy Brown the other week? Was it Bonfim? Yeah, Bonfim.
Yeah, I know
He's
Bonfim.
coming up. Okay, going to the last fight of the main card that lasted 16 seconds. Do you know what? With Dariush missing weight, it already looks shaky. Like, I don't know, something was just off. He just went in there, try to have a firefight with BSD, who's like known to be ready for a firefight if that's the fight. And he got chinned, I can't lie. Head first into the octagon. Didn't look good.
Yeah, but listen, he hit him with a temple shot. Dariush was out completely, face planted the mats. It looked very bad. But the commentary was shocking. Joe came out and said Dariush was making an attempt to get back up. What are you on about, bro? Dariush was finished. And the way he fell, Benoit stood over him and was just pounding him. You want the guy to die? What do you mean he was getting back up? I don't even know what he's on about this. Sometimes the commentary's a bit weird, you know.
Dariush been on the downhill for a while, I can't lie. Ever since Oliveira head kicked him.
Yeah, listen, let's be with Dariush. He's been a good fighter in the UFC.
He's been a mainstay in the top 15 for a while.
I don't know how many fights he has left on his contract.
Yeah.
But this might be it. I don't know if he's got 1 or 2 fights left. Let him see out his contract, give him his money, and let him do whatever he wants, innit? He's been a good servant, he's a good guy as well, very respectful. No controversies.
Do you feel like Dariush and Leon Edwards are in similar positions? I know Edwards was a
I
champion.
think
and whatnot.
Dariush is in a much
Worse
worse
one.
position, yeah. Leon looked alright until he didn't. He won the first round.
But that's 3 losses on the
I know,
bounce.
but Leon's gonna come out and say, I would have won that fight if I just kept wrestling. I just know that's what they're gonna say. But Prates also showed good takedown defense in that second round, and Prates was always, he was doing alright. Prates, it wasn't like he was getting mauled on the ground. He kept standing up. He kept him.
Like you said, Edwards took Usman's back and had him in a.
Yeah.
So,
listen,
like-
Edwards. Look, I always talk about Gunnar Nelson, yeah.
It's just that Belal.
But didn't Edwards dominate Gunnar Nelson, who's a good grappler as well, on the ground? So Edwards always been known for having good grappling.
and beat Colby.
Yeah, exactly. He kept taking Colby as well.
What's next for BSD though? He's on a nice little. He
Yeah.
took out your boy, that you said Rufy was gonna be up there with combos with, fighting Taporia before too long, and he's taken out Dariush now.
I do Benoit versus Gaethje. I think that's a good fight. I do Benoit versus Gaethje.
You know what? I'm not mad at that.
Gaethje's
But
calling
Gaethje
for
would
a
never.
title shot.
Gaethje's waiting for the title shot. He's waiting for Taporia. He's
Gaethje's
not-
a frustrating fighter. I don't know why he's acting like this, but he'll find out soon, and the UFC will put him in his place.
What about
Because the fact that he's calling for a title shot is mental.
BSD against Fazeev? I like
That's
that.
a good fight. That's a
Fazeev
shout.
coming off a win against
Max
Bahamondes.
Holloway as well. Max Holloway's at
I know that.
155.
I know that BSD is calling for the BMF, but there's only one person fighting for that BMF.
Who's fighting Holloway? Oh yeah, Charles. That's
Charles-
the fight actually. Charles called out Holloway's one. That's you got to put that on the White House. God.
Charles v Holloway. Oh my
BMF.
gosh. There's no way that's a bad scrap.
Nah, that's an amazing fight. That's an
Actually,
amazing
BSD
fight.
Gamrot maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Guy, yo, Oliveira dealt with Gamrot so nicely that He showed levels that day. I can't lie.
He just reminded people. I know we were all worried about his,
His chin.
coming back too fast, but he looked good. He looked good.
So he's not finished. It's just
Well, Charles.
yeah, he's not finished.
No, I never said he's finished. I just said we'll learn a lot after this fight here.
I think his tactics. I think his tactics against Topuria were smelly.
Yeah, and listen, there was no way he's losing against his home crowd like that. No way. Yeah.
On short note, like Gamrot coming in on who was he meant to fight? Oh, Fazeev. See, that would have been more of a dangerous scrap. I can't lie.
Yeah. I was just thinking head kick.
Head kick straight away. Talking of head kicks.
Bo Nickel. Yeah. Bo looked good. And Bo gets a lot of stick from a lot of people. But he looked good. His wrestling looked good.
But
I
the
thought
step down.
I thought Vieira was shocking though.
Yeah. I think the step down between fighting at RDR to fighting Vieira, like they done him nice with that sort of step down.
With Vieira, I know he's got a jiu-jitsu background, yeah. But it's like, we saw the same with we see the same with Kron Gracie as well. It's like, what do these? What is like? I don't know. What is their way of winning? When you're fighting a wrestler, and I always go back to this fight, which is the best way for a jiu-jitsu fighter to be a wrestler. It's Oliveira when he fought Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee kept taking him down, but Charles kept wrapping around his leg, and he used that leg lock attack to get a better position. If you remember, Kevin Lee took him down. Charles went for the leg lock. Kevin Lee went to defend the leg lock. Charles then transitioned into mount. And I think he ended up submitting him. Did he get him with a triangle? I can't remember. Or guillotine or something like that. But he used that leg lock attack to get better position.
Yeah.
Vieira, I don't know, maybe that's not his style. Maybe he has a more traditional jiu-jitsu approach where he wants to take you down, take you back, or armbar. Rear naked choke or armbar. He's not really a leg lock guy. But I think even like Makhachev, if you want to cause Makhachev some problems, you got to be a leg lock guy. If you want to go for the leg locks, because I think that's a weakness in the wrestlers. Wrestlers are not comfy.
BJJ.
Yeah, if you look at a wrestling match, there's no leg lock attempts. There's wrestlers that they'll take you back in a wrestling match. They'll get the position he had him in at the start of the fight, like sort of guillotine position. But they're not really defending
That's
leg
what
lock
Charles tried get Topuria with. Do you remember?
Yeah, but it's weird as well. Yeah, it was a good performance from Bo, but Vieira definitely didn't help himself.
Yeah.
And Bo kept landing that head kick before he knocked him out.
It was a clean knockout.
And it was landing, and he finished him, destroyed him. But what do they do with Bo now? Do you give him another? Do you give him a top 15?
Bo's a funny one because he's the way he acts. Yeah, he's doing this heel sort of like he doesn't care what people say and whatnot. I think, I'll be honest, media wise, I feel like he's doing everything wrong, saying the wrong things. His energy is just not great, so people want to see him get smoked, and people were happy to see him get smoked. Like when RDR smoked him, finished him, people were like, thankfully, because this guy was talking crazy mess. And even yesterday, he was just flipping the Madison Square Garden crowd, which I know they were booing him and whatnot, but I don't know, like, what fighters really, like, in the long term, enjoy being hated? Like, it's not a viable, like, Colby, yeah.
Yeah, but Colby, that was his stick. It doesn't seem natural.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't seem natural.
Bo's being himself, and, like, he's just coming across as, like, arrogant, but, like, just saying the wrong things, like, you know what I'm saying? He hasn't proved anything. Yeah, the moment he had the step up, he got finished. Yeah. Who does he beat? Tell me, who does he beat?
I'm not too sure, but that's the thing. What do you do with Bo? Because you keep giving him guys that are not ranked. He's going to beat them.
Yeah, no, you have to give him a top 15.
You give him someone that's ranked.
No, there's people that are ranked that you can win.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Give him a winnable fight in the top 15 and keep pushing him up. Because the fight that everybody wants, or the fight that he wants, was that Chimaev fight. He wants a Chimaev.
Bro.
Why did you just get... You know what? This is a crazy shout, yeah? It probably will never happen. Why don't you give him Drakus? And I know it will never happen, but this is my thought process, yeah? Drakus' last fight, he had an absolute stinker in the wrestling department. Bo may not be the most all-rounded MMA fighter, but he's a very, very good wrestler.
So you're going to give Bo, who's unranked, to the number one contender?
Give Bo a tough fight in Drakus, but it's also an opportunity for Drakus to demonstrate what he's been working on in camp.
Yeah, but
in terms of his wrestling,
bro. In
But
the top 15,
he'll probably beat him.
No.
He'll probably smoke him.
yeah, but in the top 15, Drickers has Anthony Hernandez. He could fight Brendan Allen, who beat RDR. They're both grapplers, bro. So you can prove it against another top 5 guy.
But who does he fight then? You look at the top 15. Who is
Bo.
in there? You give him Jared Cannonier. You give him Michael Venom Page.
Vittori.
Give him a Vittori, actually. That's a tough fight for Bo, though. Because Vittori is durable as hell.
What about Joe Pyfer?
That's a good fight.
Hey, is Joe Pyfer booked? I don't know if Joe
I can't
Pyfer.
lie. I'm
Joe
just
Pyfer's
looking
15
at the
now.
top 15 now. I don't think he wins against any of them. I'll be honest.
Against any.
No, I don't see him beating any. Robert Whittaker. I didn't give him a Robert Whittaker. He's not going to beat Robert Whittaker. Kyle Borralio. You think he's beating Kyle?
No.
He's not beating Kyle. MVP, okay. We always talk about MVP. Striking-wise, I mean, he smokes ball. But wrestling-wise, okay. But
Would you be able to get the takedown?
exactly. And MVP's distance management is the best. So it's not even easy to get
Paulo
close to.
Costa.
You get close to him with the guy
Wait,
with
Paulo
hook kick.
Costa?
Kinda, that might be a winnable fight. Because Paulo is not the smartest fighter. Paulo,
Yeah.
I don't know what he's going to try and do, but yeah. But actually, you know what? Paulo Costa beats him as well. Let's be real.
I think Joe Pyfer would knock him out, I'll be honest.
Yeah, so that's the thing with Bo. What do you do with Bo? You give him that top 15 fight, or do you continue to give him sort of guys who are outside the top 15, who he has a better chance of winning, and sort of build him up to put him on that White House card as a prelim? It's a tough one.
I want to give a shout out to, what's his name? His name is Ethan Ewing.
Yeah.
To come and to win your fight on 48 hours notice against Wellmaker, who was touted as being one of the biggest prospects coming up in the UFC. And he looked good, bro. Yeah, he fought a week ago. He fought like 8 days ago, and he got his. So Wellmaker was supposed to fight someone. He dropped out. 48 hours notice, and you know what? That I can't remember who it was. I think it was DC or Rogan, but they said the last time I was this impressed with someone coming in with such short notice was a certain Diego Lopez against Evloev, and you knew straight away that even though Evloev lost. Even though Lopez lost against Evloev,
He was the guy.
you knew that Lopez was going to be he was going to be dangerous at 145. And Ewing looks like he can give people real problems. Hands are crisp, gamer, wasn't scared about the power coming back his way. And I think for Wellmaker, it's a tough loss. It's definitely a tough loss because, he was on Ariel Hawani's show and, talking, he was getting a lot of media over this week and they thought it was a guaranteed win. So for someone to come in 48 hours notice, but I think Ewing will be a very interesting guy at 135 anyways. And this fight was at 145. So I think Ewing could be right. After that performance, no joke, I could see Ewing winning 2-3 more fights and being ranked. So he could be a ranked bantamweight. So when you put it like that, obviously he's come out of nowhere and whatnot, but he looks like he could be a very good addition to the UFC. So sometimes you stumble across these sort of situations, and you have to take your opportunities with both hands, and that's what he did. So credit to him, very good win, and the rest of the cards, Blanchfield beat Cortez, got the submission. That's a very solid win for her. That was a rematch. Cortez, unfortunately, she lost. Kopolov against Gregory Rodriguez. Yeah, Rodriguez was asking for Whittaker or Adesanya, Robocop. So that could be an interesting fight. And the rest, Susukaev, who's Hamzat's training partner, he won. So there was a few good wins. I enjoyed the card, to be honest.
Bro, yeah, the card was mental. Card was insane, and so many finishes.
Apart from the main and co-main, bro.
Yeah, but even the main was an interesting fight for me because it just showed how dominant Islam Makhachev is. I don't think it was a bad fight. People were hating on the fight. I just want to see knockouts. I think they were spoiled with the other fights.
No, but even
prior.
JDM against Bilal was,
But Bilal's not as good as Makhachev, though. Bilal didn't have the ability to dominate him.
I remember you saying that Islam would have trouble with Bilal when Bilal was champion, bro.
the only reason why is because Bilal has better takedown defense than Jack Della Maddalena. That isn't because Bilal's a better
but
fighter than
who
Makhachev.
tries to take
It's Styles makes
who
fights.
tries to take Bilal down?
I know,
He's
but
he's
Makhachev will. So Styles will make fights. Bilal is a better wrestler than Jack, and Bilal will give Makhachev a tougher fight than Jack did, even though Jack beat Bilal. That's MMA math. We see it all the time. Jack doesn't have the wrestling pedigree. Jack's a scrambler, but you're not going to scramble against Makhachev. Whereas Bilal is an actual wrestler who takes people down. So
your
Bilal,
reaction times have to be on point, and if they're not, then
and
you're
Makhachev
gonna
will think twice before shooting on Bilal. Do I want to waste my energy trying to take him down?
yeah. But
He's got
I
good
think
takedown
I think
defense.
I think Makachev was before the ring went, he was thinking twice about, especially before the first takedown, he was kind of like, ooh, because remember JDM knocked out Gilbert Burns with a knee because Burns went for a sloppy takedown, so the knee was there, and
But Burns isn't. Yeah, Burns is not that guy anymore. Yeah, Burns is but Burns is he had a good career, but Burns is not that guy anymore.
I would give the cards
I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
9. No.
I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a very good card.
The main and co-main were too one-sided for me.
But that's good though. That just shows the
How-
levels. Bro, it's not all about knockouts in my
No,
opinion.
no,
It's
I'm
not
not.
all
I
about
don't want to
knockouts.
come across like that, but we're talking like, especially the Zhang Weili Shevchenko one. Like Weili is like,
Yeah, it was a bit of a mismatch because of size.
bro. Do you remember when you said, bro? Do you remember when Suarez was fighting Weili and you said Suarez is just gonna smother Weili like she's the female, could be this, that, and the other? That was your take.
Weili smoked her.
What would Shevchenko do to Tatiana Suarez?
Yeah, no,
It'd be murder, bro.
there's weight classes for a reason. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Nah, Shevchenko reminded everyone, like, other than Nunes, like, you know what I'm saying? She's the second greatest, without a shadow of a doubt. But let's preview a bit of the next pay-per-view while we got a bit of time. Well, actually, no. Let's preview next week's card in Qatar. Armin Sarukian, Dan Hooker.
So yeah, we'll go through the whole card. We'll go through the whole main card. So Armin Sarukian, Dan Hooker. As good as Hooker is, we all respect Hooker. We love him, his game. But Armin is just different. He's just Armin's championship level. And it's a 5-round fight. I don't see Hooker stopping the takedown. And I just think he's going to get overwhelmed. Possibly a dominant decision win for Armin. Maybe a finish. But I'll go decision win, unanimous decision, where Armin wins at least 4 rounds. So a dominant win.
I think Armin wins by finish in the 3rd or 4th round, or the 5th.
What kind of finish? TKO, submission, knockout. It's tough, innit?
TKO,
Hooker is tough.
TKO ground and pound. TKO ground and pound. Yeah, I think, and I mean, Dan Hooker's had some real injury issues, bro. It wouldn't be surprised me he throws one punch, his hand breaks again, or like his bicep rips off the bone.
Pretty
Like,
sure he lost a tooth the other day. I saw an interview that he said
bro,
he
he is gonna
lost
be,
his
bro.
front teeth.
Hooker's gonna be cooked when he retires. Like, he's been through some, bro. Hooker. If you name the wars,
that
bro.
Poirier fight. That
Bro, the
changed
Poirier
him.
fight, the Felder fight, the beatings he got off Edson Barbosa, Dan Hook, why am I mentioning it? Dan Hooker against Arnold Allen in London when he went down to 145, bro. You know what I'm saying? The fights against Jalen Turner, yeah, he won, but he got head kicked into oblivion. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's had some wars, bro. So I actually forgot for a hot sec that he's fought Makachev.
Yeah, Makhachev beat him, yeah.
Submission in the Apex. Quick job. But yeah, I do expect Armin to win. And I feel like if Armin wins convincingly, we need this, bro. The first pay-per-view of January is not announced yet. They need to actually get on it because it'll be here soon. I expect the announcement the next 2 weeks.
I thought they'd do Gane Aspinall rematch. But let's even talk about it because I don't think we've had a chance to talk about it. What do you think of the whole stoppage? You know, because of course the guy got eye poked, and not just eye poked. He got 2 fingers in his eye, and I think the one on the left eye or the right eye was
the one
was
that
deep.
hurt him more. Looked
Wasn't
like
the
the
one
one,
that-
yeah.
Obviously, you understand Aspinall to not for me, I just think in that situation, even if Aspinall can't see, you should let the ref make the decision or the doctor make the decision. From the jump, he said, I can't see.
Yeah, because he was panicking.
Yeah, and I know he was panicking. I understand that. But the doctor has to come in. The doctor has to flash the thing in his eye.
He did. And
But-
he said there's no...
No, but he gave him the 5 minutes, and then he said, I can't see. So the doctor didn't even do the thing where he closes one eye and
Bro,
says,
Mo,
how
the
many-
moment...
No, but you know what they do? They're like, all right, I'm holding 3 fingers or 4 fingers. And
Bro,
the fighter has to say how many fingers
Aspinall's
you're
never
holding up.
been poked in his eye like that, and he
No, I
and he
understand. I'm
panicked.
not-
But ultimately, you don't want someone like Cyril Gane in front of you, and you
and you
can't see.
Yeah.
Like,
No, 100%. No, 100%. I'm not having a go at him. It's just, I just think, and he couldn't see. He probably would have said, I don't know how many fingers you're holding up. Do you know what I mean? But you know, when fighters, when the doctor comes in and flashes the light in their eyes, and he holds up fingers, two fingers, 3 fingers, whatever, and the fighter has to say how many fingers he's holding, then the doctor makes the decision, all right, call this off. It didn't even get to that, which means it was bad. Do you know what I mean? But I think he's had tests since. They've said that the damage isn't.
it does make the second
Crazy.
fight bigger, though.
Bro, Gane looked good. And I know people are over-exaggerating a bit, but Gane did look
That was
good.
your call, though.
Yeah, Gane looked good. And I said Gane is not as bad as you think. He showed he's not as bad as he thinks. I'm not saying Aspinall looked bad, because Aspinall was landing as well. But it was a good first round.
Nah, he got bloodied up. His
He
nose
got
was
bloodied
red.
up, but it was a good first round. I thought Gane won the first round. But it was a good fight, and it was a good opportunity for us to see Aspinall go into the later rounds. And we were robbed of that, and it was Gane to blame. But of course, it was accidental. But hopefully, we can get that rematch sorted out.
Early
Because
2026.
it's all, we need to get that sorted out. But the second fight on next week's card,
Bilal Muhammad against Machado
Ian
Gary.
Gary. I'm going Ian Gary, a decision win.
And the thing is it 3 rounds or 5? I think it's 3 rounds.
Yeah.
I think Ian Gary wins as well.
Yeah, I just think Ian's very underrated. And someone tweeted it yesterday when they saw
He game plans
the Prates
well.
win. When they saw the Prates win, just how good is Ian Gary? Because he beat Prates.
I mean, he was in a bad way in the last
he was
round.
in a bad way, but he got over the line.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, no one's going to talk about those last 3 minutes or 2 minutes.
Well, they are.
No, as in no, they're just going to look at in
yeah.
like 10 years from now,
Yeah.
5 years from now, he got the W.
But if there was a rematch between both of them, Prates can definitely be like, if I make adjustments, I know I can.
100%.
But I do agree, and it just shows like if Bilal loses again, how quick you can just go on a skid. Like, it's so mad. Like we see Edwards on a 3-fight losing streak. We saw Usman; he was on a 3-fight losing streak. It's so easy to when you're at the top of the tree, you lose your belt, and it's so easy to lose the next one. Then the next one. Next thing you know, you're like at the bottom of the top 10. You know what I'm saying? So I think Gary wins. I think he wins a decision. But if Gary was to finish Bilal, it's a big statement. I have to be honest. So the chips are there, and it's the first ever fight card in Qatar, right? So it'd be interesting to see. We got Volkan Özdemir against Menefield. I'd probably favour Özdemir in that one. I feel like Menefield's always fun to watch, but he can get finished. What do you think? You agree?
Yeah.
Özdemir?
Yeah, I got Özdemir as well.
Jack Hermanson against Orobai at welterweight. Oh my gosh, Orobai is the biggest zombie ever.
Manson to welterweight, it's a mental thing. in itself.
Who slept him last time out?
Yeah, he lost his last fight. But it was at middleweight.
Yeah, but who slept him? Who was it?
I can't remember who, but I do remember.
It was a nasty knockout.
It was a tough one, yeah, but
Oh, Rodriguez. It was Robocop. That was a nasty knockout.
I mean,
boy.
it was so bad that he felt like he has to move down in weight. But sometimes going down isn't always the best thing.
Yeah, because then you lose fluids in your
Yeah,
brain.
you lose
and
that
you're easier.
punch resistance.
The
so-
Dan Hooker against Arnold Allen.
Yeah, I
was
mean,
prime
a lot
example.
of guys go down in weight. They're not the same. So
Spivak against Gaziv. I probably favour Gaziv. Alex Perez is on there against Almabayev. Almabayev is really good actually. He's coming up at flyweight. He's interesting. But we got some.
Luke Riley.
Brit. Yeah, Luke Riley against Bogdan Grad. Riley's highly touted. You know, it's been a while since he's been trying to get to the UFC. Now he's got his opportunity. I mean, you want to go 1-0. I remember when Paddy finally got his shot into the UFC. and it was in the Apex. Vendramini, and he knocked him out, and it was wild. So hopefully for him, he can get the knockout as well and follow Paddy's footsteps. And we got another. Who's the? Is there's another British fighter on there? No, or maybe not. I don't know.
But let's quickly touch on another fight that took place yesterday. It was a boxing match.
Oh yeah.
Eubank. Quick talking of rematches. Eubank and Conor Benn rematch. And this just shows, the problem in boxing with all these rehydration clauses, because I know Conor Benn looked good, but Eubank did not look the same. Bro, he lost every round. He lost every round.
It wasn't competitive.
That was a bad look for Eubank Jr. A very bad look.
I do feel like
it's that rehydration clause.
I hear that, but I do feel like Ben, even considering the first fight, he needed a couple adjustments, and he's just a younger, fresher guy.
The whole weight excuse is right. I agree. People, the weight is not an excuse, because Eubank has fought 160.
Eubank was in a bad way after that fight, after the first one, and that was only 6 months ago.
But I don't know what the percentage is, but he can only weigh a certain
but below
160.
No, 170, 169.9.
This just makes Crawford, his win look so much better, because Crawford fought Canelo at 168 and didn't put no rehydration clause. Canelo came in whatever weight he wanted. I just wish Conor did the same thing for Eubank. But then again, Eubank is getting on. What is he, 36? It's a tough one.
Conor, yeah.
It's good for Conor Benn. He's going to go back down to 147.
There's no need for a trilogy as well.
Conor said he's going back to 147, and he wants to fight the guys there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options for him as well.
What about Anthony Joshua against Jake Paul?
Yeah,
Nonsense.
No comment.
No comment. But that'll be it for today's episode. UFC 322 in the books. It was an 8 out of 10 for me. You're saying 9 out of 10. Islam cements his legacy. Valentina cements his legacy. Morales, real player at 170. Same with Prates, knocking out Edwards for the first time in his career, and a couple other people with very strong performances like BSD. BSD not taking any damage. He can get in the octagon pretty much straight away. If I'm him, you want to keep that momentum going. So yeah. And the last pay-per-view card of the year, we got Jan against Marab. You got Pantoja against Van. We're very high on Van. But that will be a big test for him, I can't lie, because Pantoja is arguably one of the best flyweights ever. So I can't wait for that card. And yeah, that's it for today's episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube video, and watch out for our clips, because they'll be on the Punches and Pundits TikTok and Instagram account. Peace.
You left your waters.